what are the abilities and characteristics that senior staff look for when they're interviewing potential employees? I mean, hopefully 10, 15 years down the road, scholars, but also some students are going to be looking at this. And you know, what are the kinds of things that they should know, that they need to understand?
Well, I think certainly there's the technical part of our craft that, you know, changes. I mean, 20, 25 years ago, media pitching, for example, was an important skill. It isn't to say that that skill is not important in its current configuration today, and probably will look different again in 20, 25 years. Writing, I think, has always been, I can't imagine, won't continue to be important to us as in a profession. How you present yourself, how you present your ideas, those are important skill sets for our profession. I think there are others that are emerging. Perhaps they should have been as important 25 years ago, but I think that the skills for success in our profession are the ability to sort of see around the corners. You know, we've been known as doers, you know, we're the writers of the press materials or the statements, the messaging people. You know, what we need to understand now in a much more integrated world, much more complex world, you know, all the drivers that we have, the three main drivers that, you know, the Page Society has identified between globalization, stakeholder empowerment, and the new media, or the, you know, I'd like to think of it as social networking on steroids with the new media. But, you know, those trends have really created a much more complicated environment for us, and the potential of public relations in that, I think, is huge. It's a great opportunity for us, but we have to really step up our game as professionals. You know, we can't just go in the corner and write our thing or send emails out, or, you know, write the web page, or whatever the current state is of the communication side. You know, we have to be leaders. We have to help motivate our companies. We have to participate as leaders, you know, earn our place, you know, as a senior leader and a function that is helping drive change or helping organizations deal with change. I think the current state of change that we see now, I don't know what that looks like in terms of history, but, you know, they say that change keeps accelerating with each passing year or second or whatever. That's just going to continue, and I think the ability for our profession to help organizations deal with change and what that means in terms of their relationships with all the different constituents that they have to deal with in order to be successful is huge. And that requires a lot of those skills of listening, of being calm, of having a little sense of humor, of being self-aware, of being confident but not arrogant, of knowing what you don't know and not being afraid to say, I don't know, but I will take care of it. I mean, for us, the worst thing to you know, is to build a situation in which we're not trusted. You know, we say we'll do something and then we don't follow through. That's sort of true of any job, I think. But particularly in our profession, we have, you know, such a high premium on trustworthiness that is incredibly important for our ability to survive. So we have to understand all the different stakeholders that an organization deals with. We're the only people really at the end of the day inside an organization that has that broad view. Nobody else has that, except maybe the CEO. And even then, you know, we're probably best suited to really help guide organizations through that. Does that mean that we run everything? No. Does that mean that, you know, the marketing function isn't, you know, just as important in a different way? No. But, you know, our role has to really be one of being the guide for that web of relationships that an organization has to develop and cultivate in order to be successful.